Hey, welcome back. Today we're going to go ahead and talk about the Cisco Smartnet Total Care Portal. And you're probably wondering, well, what is the Total Care Portal anyway? So the Cisco Smartnet Total Care Portal is a web-based portal that allows you to manage all of your Cisco devices and your Smartnet contracts all in one place. And what's really cool about this portal is that you can collect all your inventory. I personally recommend using the Cisco Common Services Platform Collector to gather all the inventory within your infrastructure and then upload it to the portal. And from there, you're going to be able to get reports. You're going to be able to manage all your SmartNet contracts to find out what is active, what is expired, what devices are actually on those contracts, what type of coverage you have, and the status of all your devices in your inventory as well. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the SmartNet Total Care Portal. Okay, here we are at the SmartNet Total Care Portal. And we can get to it by going to services.cisco.com. We're going to do a high-level overview demonstration of the portal itself. The portal allows you to run reports, and that can be done via the Actions tab. And within the dashboard section is going to be all your canned dashboards, which we will look through momentarily. And in the library section is where you're going to find all of your canned reports that you can run. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first dashboard, which is SmartNet Total Care. And in here, we have 4 quadrants. We have the equipment type, the support coverage type, the active alerts summary, and community discussions. So within the equipment type, this is basically all the equipment that you uploaded into the portal from your collector. Now, by default, this is the view that you're going to get. I personally like the bar chart, so I'm going to click right here to launch the bar chart. Now, to get a more detailed view, we'll go ahead and click the list button right here, and it will list out for us the entire inventory that we uploaded into the portal. So here we're going to notice the IP address, the host name, the product family, the product ID. So basically all the different components that we have uploaded into the portal will be found here. So that is the equipment section. Support coverage is going to call out all the devices that are covered, not covered and acknowledged, or covered active. So what does that mean? In this example, 46% of our devices are not covered. 33% of our devices are not covered yet acknowledged, which means that we know those devices are not covered and we're okay with that for whatever reason. And 22% of our devices are in fact covered. So which devices are these? If we click our list view, we can find out. So now we're going to see a complete list view of our devices, and we can sort here under support coverage type, so we put them in order, and we can notice that these devices are the ones that are covered and active at the moment. If we scroll down, we'll get a complete view of what's happening, and it's going to call out the ones that are in fact covered, not covered and acknowledged, or not covered at all. The next quadrant is the active alerts summary. In here, we're going to basically identify all the P-certs, field notices, and any hardware or software alerts that might be important to us. And what's really cool about this area is that it's going to call out the actual device that's affected by the alert. So let me show you how we do that. In this particular example, we have some P-certs. If we go ahead and click on the hyperlink, it'll go ahead and take us to the actual affected device. We click right here on affected devices, and it's going to call it out for us. So now we know which device is going to be affected by that P-cert, and we can go ahead and take action. Finally, under community discussions, this is basically just an area that you can post comments and questions to the community regarding the SmartNet Total Care Portal. So that's one dashboard. The other dashboard is the admin dashboard. In the admin dashboard, you're basically going to be able to manage all your users and your data collections. So we have a few segments here, or quadrants. One of them is the user quadrant, the segment management quadrant, and the uploads quadrant. So in users, basically it's going to list out all the users that have access to the portal. Now, one thing I want to make clear is that the administrator who gives you access to the portal is going to be assigning it via role-based access control. So you may or may not be able to do or see certain functions within the portal. It all depends on the access rights that are given to you. And if you are one of the people who are allowed to make changes to others' accounts, you would do that by going to the manageable column here and notice any of the accounts that say yes. If any of these accounts say yes, like this one here, that means you can manage that account. And you can go ahead and change the access level type on that account by clicking on the account, going to Actions, and Manage Access. Once in there, you can pick and choose what this person can do within the portal. The segment management quadrant is basically for customers and partners to have access to the portal, and you will be able to designate exactly what they have access to. As for example, in this quadrant here, we have Los Angeles, Miami, and New York called out as the segments, and we can say who is allowed to access the Los Angeles segment, who's allowed to access the Miami segment, so on and so forth. So that's what that area is about. The uploads area is giving you a status report on the actual uploads that you performed. So it's letting you know the collector type, the inventory source, whether or not the upload was received, when it actually started, when it actually ended, if it was successful. So that type of information is presented to you here in uploads. The next dashboard is the alert management dashboard. Some of these dashboard might contain redundant information. So that's why I recommend that you create your own customized dashboard to show you information that is relevant to you. So I'm going to skip over active alert summary because we already talked about that previously. And I'm going to focus your attention on the last date of support. So here we're going to be able to identify equipment that is past LDOS or reaching LDOS. And in this example, we can see 83% of our equipment have already passed their LDOS date. 12% are going to expire within 12 to 24 months, and 5% are going to expire within the 12 months. So let's see what devices those are. In this example, we notice the Catalyst 6500, the first one in the list, is due to expire in 2006. So that is one of the ones where it's past LDOS, right? So that's an example for you of what you can expect to see based on which part of the bar graph you click on. You can collect that information and go ahead and get your devices properly covered under contract. The next dashboard is the contract management dashboard. Here, you're going to be able to manage all your contracts, your support coverage type. You can look at any equipment with expiring coverage in 30 days and any equipment with overdue coverage. So here, under all contracts, we notice that we have 2 active contracts. So what are those contracts? Here you'll notice your contract number is called out along with the service level and service level description, the contract start date and contract end date. So if you want to dig a little deeper, go ahead and click on the hyperlink of the contract number and it will tell you the devices that are associated with that contract. You click under covered and it'll list them all out for you. Demo's a little bit slow. It'll come up. There we go. So as you can see here, it's listing out all the devices that are covered under contract 939-88396. The next quadrant is your support coverage type, which we have already talked about in a previous dashboard. I have no data to show you here under equipment with expiring coverage or equipment with overdue coverage, but if there was anything, it would be listed there. Next dashboard is inventory management. Here, you're going to be able to identify equipment type and inventory source. Again, we already talked about the different types of equipment, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that one, but I do want to show you the inventory source. So here, it'll call out the different type of collectors that were used to upload into the portal. And those are the canned dashboards that are within the portal. Now, what if you want to make your own customized dashboard? How do you do that? You go ahead and click on the plus sign here beside dashboard. And then you're going to see a new dashboard light up. And in this instance, it's going to be new dashboard with the number 2 beside it because I've already made a couple of dashboards. And then you go over to dashboard settings, layout templates. Here you just pick one. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just a look. So we'll pick this guy here. And then we're going to say add dashlets. This is what's going to allow us to add the dashboard of interest. So what is it we want to capture? Let's say we're interested in contracts. Well, what about the contracts are we interested in? I want to know what's not covered, so I'll choose that. And then that dashboard is actually going to pop up here, and it's called New Dashboard 2. Well, that's kind of a vague name, so let's go ahead and rename it. So we'll click on Rename, and we will go ahead and call it Doreen 2. And we will apply it. And there it is. It's called Doreen 2. It's a dashboard that shows us all the equipment that's not covered, and we're done. So you may want to go ahead and make some customized dashboards to give you relevant information. Okay. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to make a report. And we do that by going to Actions. And then we click on Schedule Report. With Schedule Report, you have 2 options. You can either run the report immediately or you can schedule it for a later date. Now, this part of the demo runs a little slow. So if it doesn't come up here rather quickly, I'm just going to basically explain to you how you do that, and you can use your imagination. So basically, there's going to be an option for you to schedule a report with a plus sign next to it. You would click the plus sign, and then it's going to say, okay, what kind of report do you want to schedule? Are you interested in doing one now or one for later? And so if you run it now, you say immediately, and it's going to pop up under My Reports, and you can go look at it. If you schedule it for later, then there's a calendar that's typically displayed here, and it's going to say, when do you want to schedule it for, what day, what time? And it will go ahead and put it on the calendar and schedule it for that day, time, and that's when that report will be available to you. And you can also make it like a reoccurring report. You can have the report emailed to you. You can have it emailed to you, daily, weekly, monthly, however you want to do that. So those are options for you within scheduling of a report. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Library, where we can take a look at all the canned reports. You can run reports that talk about administrative things like upload processing or active alerts or all collectors, things of that nature. The list goes on. You can also run reports against your contracts. So maybe you want to do something for all contracts or covered contracts or things that are not covered. You can run reports against your inventory that shows, inventory duplicates or all equipment, whatever the case may be. You have tons of canned reports over here under Library. So to go ahead and actually set up reoccurring notifications, I want to show you how to do that real quick. That's under Application Settings right here. And if you go to Notifications, you can now set up your notifications and do your product alerts. an email? Do you want it daily? Do you want it weekly, immediately? So you can go ahead and customize that. And whether or not you want your inventory collection upload completed. Do you want that emailed immediately, weekly, daily, you know, so on and so forth. If your upload process failed, do you want to know about that? Have it send you an email. When would you like that done? So that's the type of notifications that you can set up here within the portal as well. So that is the demo of the Smartnet Total Care Portal. So what you just saw in this demo is how easy it was to generate some reports, manage your Cisco entitlements and contracts, and keep track of all your inventory. I'm going to go ahead and leave you with some links in the description down below that will take you to the Smartnet Total Care Portal. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this video.